Willkommen zurück zu Teil 7 unserer Let's Play-Reihe mit Befallenes Fluch. In der letzten Folge waren wir oben im Zimmer des Mörders gewesen, des Herrn Kahn, oder wie war sein Name? Merlin. Und wir hatten mit ihm noch geredet hier und er wusste nicht weiter. Wir können noch die alte Dame fragen.
Hi, ma'am.
Ob sie uns noch einen Hinweis geben kann.
What can I do for you now?
Fragen wir sie einfach mal
This is the key to room 21.
That's next to the room taken by that rotten Merlin, isn't it?
Yes, and it's vacant.
Really? How convenient.
Maybe it was my imagination, but I had an uncomfortable feeling about this situation. Yeah.
Okay.
I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces.
Okay.
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Die alte Schrolle, wie geil.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment,
Oh
please.
Mann.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Okay. Dann tun wir das doch gleich.
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
Okay. Und was soll ich denn jetzt
It was
machen?
the ancient manuscript which Khan had stolen from Plantar. It was the ancient
Muss ich wieder mit ihr reden?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
This is what Merlin was so keen to hide.
Really? All that fuss for a sample of wallpaper?
It's some kind of manuscript, and it looks to be very old.
If I was you, I'd keep it well out of sight until you're clear of this place.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I could roll it up and put it down my pants.
No, that wouldn't do at all. You'd attract far too much attention.
Okay. Wo
Did
soll's
I
denn
show
sonst
you this
verstecken?
photograph?
Yes, darling.
Okay. War oben irgendwas?
Hello
Irgendwas?
again. Have you ever seen this old manuscript before? You know what it is, don't you?
You are in great danger. Put the manuscript back and leave here.
What's going on?
I can say no more.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Um nochmal sicher zu gehen, ich darf hier nicht raus, ne?
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably...
Okay. Wenn ich mir mal mit dem Concierge rede.
There was no one, but the name in the...
Ja.
What now, monsieur?
Do you want this manuscript back?
After all the fuss it caused? No, you keep it.
Okay.
Did I show you this pass?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. Was haben wir hier hinten? Ist das nicht ein Telefon? Ah ne, das soll ein Aufzug sein oder so. Was ist sonst? Achso. Mal gucken, was hat er sich denn aufgeschrieben? Aber warum? Na gut, ist oben vielleicht ein Telefon gewesen. Ich gehe mal in mein Zimmer, vielleicht kann ich Nicole da anrufen. Ne, geht nicht. Ah gut, ich meine, mein Telefon ist vielleicht auch gar nicht angemeldet, ne?
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor. The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Probieren wir einfach mal. Ne, darf ich nicht verstecken. Was könnte ich denn noch machen? Das Ding im Schrank verstauen? Glaube ich auch nicht. Und sonst gibt es ja nichts. Vielleicht muss ich nochmal rüber in sein Zimmer gehen und das Telefon benutzen. Ah, das Ding ist da. Ach so. Ah, vielleicht kann ich es einfach hier runterwerfen.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Hoffentlich ist es nicht weg. Ja, wieder rein. Ja, das ist jetzt natürlich relativ schlau. Mal gucken, ob die Typen jetzt da draußen was von mir wollen.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem. If you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Okay. Gut. Ah, hier ist es ja.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't...
Sonst... Boah. Ah, ich werde direkt zu Nicole's Apartment.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, George.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh. Well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times. Warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his scrolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
Die ist echt komisch.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Okay. Ah, Video.
This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Ich soll das in ihrem Apartment lassen? Okay, ist ja sehr sicher.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Ah, das kann ich nachher anklicken. Ach, komm.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Ja, komm schon. Was stimmt denn hier nicht?
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Okay. Achso, und er fehlt noch.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Okay. Kann ich hier sonst noch irgendwas gucken? Die hatte ich schon. Die hatte ich schon. Ne, ich glaube nicht. Habe ich dann zurück? Gar nicht. Ich habe mir doch schon alles angeguckt. Hallo? Ach, das in der Mitte geht noch. Ah. Komm, mach.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobineau.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. André isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobineau guy?
At the Krön Museum. I'll give you the address.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Nein, das wollte ich gar nicht. Muss ich mir das wieder
Look
angucken.
there,
Ah. Nein,
There's a
verdammt.
woman, but there's a guy.
Ist ja ultra nervig.
There's a guy, but a night scroll through my.
So, jetzt habe ich alle.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Ja, das werden wir bestimmt noch brauchen.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
Okay.
I have to go.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinor at the Kron Museum.
Ja, das machen wir doch direkt. Beziehungsweise mal gucken, was...
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Was war...
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing. There's no such place as the Club Alamut in Paris.
Das ist schon mal gut zu wissen.
Can you tell me anything about this security pass?
I can tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirhythms.
You're a remarkably talented lady.
Ja, und den Rest, den hatten wir
See you
jetzt
later.
schon.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
So, jetzt das Museum. Ist das hier? Ja. Was gibt's denn hier Tolles? Da komme ich raus. Und es geht nur rein, okay. Da ist ein Sicherheitsmann.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory.
Ireland? What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Oh Mann.
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No. No.
Okay, okay.
Ja, ja.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
Ja, dann mach's mal auf. Das hilft mir doch bestimmt noch weiter. Ist hier sonst noch irgendwas? Ja, da ist noch was.
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Oh Gott.
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Genau. Ja, gut,
The
ich kann ihn
attendant
noch
had
mal
an
gucken.
air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink.
Ah, aber hat er das Fenster wieder zugemacht?
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill. And the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled. And it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobineau does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it. There is studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Okay.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
John Dee?
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever it was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, it's the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Okay.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Okay.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Okay.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
Oh Mann, ist das
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Da waren wir schon. Ja gut, dann gehen wir raus. Vielleicht triggern wir damit ja irgendwas. Ansonsten würde ich ganz diese Burgerhütte gehen, um dann zu gucken. Vielleicht kann ich mit dem Qualm von dem Burger irgendwie das Alarmsystem ausmachen. Aber müssen wir erstmal sehen. Was haben wir hier noch? Das ist wieder das Museum. Das ist das Polizeidings. Das Café. Was war das nochmal? Ach, Nikos Apartment. Ja gut, vielleicht sagt ihr irgendwas dazu. Aber eigentlich habe ich ja nicht wirklich was erfahren.
I've been to the Kroon Museum.
Did you speak to Lobineau?
No, he wasn't there.
Ja, gut.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marne.
I have heard of Loch Marne. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marne. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marne must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's gem is important, why don't you visit Loch Marne?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly? Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clan's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The 2nd week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Nein. Oh, ich dachte, warum können die nicht einfach abbrechen? Ihr seid doch Idioten. Na komm. Und dann nehmen die Klicks noch nicht an. Ich muss immer alle einmal durchklicken.
There's a guy with a
weiter.
A knight and through.
Okay, ja gut, das weiß er dann.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Jetzt gehe ich wieder raus. Hat sie irgendwas?
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Achso, ich dachte, ich kann mit ihr vielleicht über das Dreibein reden oder so.
See you later.
That's right, Monsieur.
Ja, wie immer. Was ist das? Aeroport. Ah, jetzt kann ich nach... Okay. Ist ja lustig.
I passed the castle on the way into Loch Marne. The castle where Pegram's excavation was located.
Okay, das ging ja schnell. Was haben wir hier?
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
Was ist das denn?
It was a featureless plastic box, firmly attached to the wall of the building.
Und das hier ist doch bestimmt so ein
It was a trap
Kellereingang.
door in the sidewalk. I tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside. The lad was doing his best to express his adolescent aggression. His effort was somewhat diminished by the fringe of milk on his lightly feathered upper lip.
Oh Mann.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Ja, will ich selbst sein, aber ich könnte mich ja als... Macht das Sinn? Nee, das macht bestimmt keinen Sinn. Der andere kennt ja, vielleicht kennt ihr den Kommissar ja aus Frankreich. Nee, ich glaube, ich sag lieber, ich bin
I'm
selbst.
George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run. From me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Das dachte ich mir schon.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, because he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God. That doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh, no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No. It's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Okay.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes last Tuesday night. I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Okay.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
Okay.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Stimmt.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Sieht him. Okay.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
Sure. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry. I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
You should run tests on that, mister. You could identify the murderer with a sample of his snot.
Yuck. I don't think so. Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
Er hat es verdient gehabt. Schade. Was haben wir
Do
hier
you
noch?
recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Ja, das da.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. That gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding.
Okay.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Okay. Gut. Wir werden aber leider erst in der nächsten Folge rausfinden, was sich in der Bar befindet. Deswegen, tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal.